STS, deprogrammed for a reason, because I had to get rid of that old programming that nearly took my life away. It's real life shit. That's why I'm here today. And yeah, I'm back with Lady Crown. And we don't stay down, we stay up. And we don't chat pop, but it's not real talk. It's another midweek catch up. And yeah, when you have love, anything can manifest for you. Just have gratitude. Real life. And let's tap into this one here. So, star. Big ups to all of you out there. Trust me, if you're tapped into this video, you're connecting with the divine, because that's what we're tapping into. It's all energy, vibration, and frequency. Shouts to Nikola Tesla. You don't know what you're talking about. This is why I say, don't listen to what people say. Read the energy behind it, then you will know the real truth, real life. That's why we always come with that light energy. But also showing every single face to make sure it's real talk that we're dealing with, even though this is the midweek catch up. You know what I mean? And yeah, Lady Crown. I know Lady Crown's got a lot to say.
Oh me, I never got a lot to say.
Because
I'm a woman of few words.
That's what she said. That's what she said.
Listen.
Tip belly side.
I didn't get to bed until 6 o'clock this morning.
Yeah.
So I was up at 8, 2 hours sleep. Trust me. But you know what? I just got myself in that cold shower and just charge up the cells there. No matter. Charge up the cells and say, you know what? Yo, it was a night and a morning to remember. Making history in the making. That's exactly what it was. They started off with it started off with 64 of us on the Zoom, and we came together as men and women with the Chief Federal Postal Court Judge Mark Kishon Christopher, and Charlotte, one of the Federal Postal Court judges, and we made history by writing or rewriting a constitution for 92 countries. You'll see it posted on his website. Everybody that was there's names on it as witnesses to the Constitution. It was something else. Yes, I was exhausted. There were times when I felt my eyelids shutting, but I just pushed it back open and said, you know what, have another cup of that CBD coffee and get yourself in there. It was awesome. So look out for that, because I will be posting up that Constitution so you can read it for yourself. But I mean, it's 2 pages, maybe 3 pages. But it says everything that it needs to say in terms of how we should be living and governing and looking after men and women, the animals, the ecosystem, everything on the planet in pure, simple terms. So yeah. So if I'm not looking my delectable best, then you know why. 2 hours sleep.
Because you've been working hard.
Oh yeah, yeah, it was awesome.
With hard work comes good results.
Absolutely.
Real life. Absolutely. But you got to work smart as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man. Oh gosh. No, I'm in Raw today.
It's very cloudy.
I'm thinking this is the stop fact.
Yeah. Well, we can't get it every day, but I tell you what, we've had. We give thanks for.
Yeah, for real. Man.
Yesterday, what was it? Blue sky up here.
It's clear skies, baby.
Clear skies.
Sun in my backside.
Oh yeah.
For real.
Trust me. So we give thanks for those moments. I mean, we are in our winter season, so to have the days that we've been having has been brilliant. Trust me. So all praises.
All praises, man. To the Most High, Jah Rastafari, that we I deal with, connecting with that power, that external power that's always watching over us, when you realize that you're not, trust me, it's not just about you, man. A lot of people stuck into this ego thing, this type of narcissistic mentality. You need to realize that it's about the all. Trust me, you're connected to everything, man. And when you really gain that information, you can start to live your life in abundance, live your life with peace of mind, which is key, man. A lot of people, they're trying to fight other people. Don't work, man. Don't work. It will catch up with you, man. Mm-hmm. Don't work, man. You have to build people up, because if you build people up, you build yourself up real life. You get me? Everything starts from within. This is why I say 5% is what people are showing, you get me? Because I'm really tapped into the subconscious. I really know what's going on, and I keep on mentioning it. You know why? Because it's repetition. And when you research the subconscious, it works on repetition. So I don't fall back because I come too far for that. You get me? Trust me, I don't relax more time. Because even when I'm relaxing, I'm still tapping in every single second. Real life. Trust me, you have to tap into all your energy frequencies. Because if you don't, your energy frequencies will be attacking you. You get me? Tap in, man. Realize that you got the power within this present moment. Trust me, man. That vibration, that frequency to uplift not only self, but other people around you.
Mm-hmm.
You get me? Because people don't realize how powerful they are. You know, your energy is connected to this whole world, man. Trust me.
Yeah.
This is why the most influential people have reached so many people. Like, trust me, because their energy, it's not just them. Even shout out to Dr. Sebi out there. Love that brother. His energy's still here. There's many other Dr. Sebis out here, trust me, because he left that energy, you know what I mean? Of upliftment, of truth, of real information. And trust me, when you really get on purpose, when you transition, you'll be remembered. Remember that. Trust me, they're fully intended. Trust me, because if you live a mediocre life, people won't remember you. Oh, that's just Sam down the road. Yeah, didn't really do much. Just worked at Tesco's. Nah, fam, you come here to be a divine being. A lot of people are waking up right now, though. They realize, rotted. I've been living some corrupted matrix life. I should be. Trust me, the animals are more freer than us in the
Pimped
wild.
out, mate.
Trust me, and trust me, me and Lady Crown ain't here to pimp your ass. Trust me.
Like Willie D
Like
said.
Willie D said to K Rito, ain't here to pimp your ass.
No, he didn't say ass, it's pimp your ass.
Oh yeah, pimp your ass. You know, the Americans with the accent. Big ups to the Americans out there. Trust me. Big ups to the whole world out there. And also, yeah, back to what we just said about pimp your ass. Trust me, a lot of people are pimping other people's ass, yeah, by showing them that 5% illusion. Like, you know what I mean? That's what a pimp does. Trying to make you feel good all the time. A key thing, just like David Goggins said, if you want real self-confidence, you're going to have to do the things that you don't want to do. And also, you have to do the things that don't make you feel good as well. Like a lot of people...
Make you uncomfortable.
Just like you done last night, yeah? I bet sometimes you wasn't feeling too good.
I felt tired
because this is what it was uncomfortable.
I've gone through the time where I should be making melatonin into the time when I'm now making serotonin, and I haven't slept. So I had to push past, because without it, not being able to complete it would mean that my name wouldn't be on that document. You know what I mean? Because we authored that document, so I wouldn't be there. So I had to go to the end. Sometimes you just have to push past whatever it is to get to your goal, to the end goal, because it's coming.
And I'll mention him again. I always shout him out, David Goggins, man. He said there's another side to suffering and pain, and it's liberation, man. A lot of people need to free themselves from the shackles, because your comfort can cause your biggest pain. And you got to realize this is how the Matrix works. They give you everything that they know hits your pleasure centers and your dopamines within your brain and your endorphins, because they know how the brain works. They studied it. The same knowledge that has uplifted people is the same knowledge that these people are tapped into that are trying to corrupt your minds. Trust me, that's why the nerds run the world, man. You have to learn. You have to relearn, shall I say, all that bullcrap that you was taught in school. Like Lady Crown likes to say, they turn you into a fool real life. And it's not cool to be a fool. Especially now, man, with the information that's coming out here. Really tap in and realize how powerful you are. Take your power back, man. Be free. You're a free spirit when you choose to be. It's all the choice.
Yeah. A lot of people have been fooled, and some of those people, I guess ordinary men and women might have been looking up to them at one point or another because of who they are in society, their status, all of those things that we've been taught to admire and look up to. And so therefore, when certain things are taking place on the planet and they start speaking about it, it's almost as if they're validating everything that's happening. So that's your source of reference. And sometimes if that is your only source of reference, where somebody's there, then you might find yourself in a whole heap of pain and suffering. And essentially that's what's taking place on the planet now. Because yes, on Monday I spoke to you about Andrew Bridgen, wonderful man, an MP that wants to stand up and fight for his constituents. But what did he do? Yeah, he had 2 of the moonshots. too. Because what? He believed the government that he's a part of were telling the truth. You see what I'm saying? So it's a conditioning that we find ourselves in, and only when you break free from that conditioning will you be able to have some sort of discernment, or to say to yourself, hang on a second, something in your mind that says, that doesn't sound too right. Let me do a little bit more research, because I can tell you absolutely anything and everything, but if you don't go and validate it for yourself and verify it for yourself, how can it be something that you then run with? You know what I'm saying? And so we must stop listening to what people say. Watch what them do. Stop listening to what they say. Watch what them do, and then go and do your own research. Because, like I said many times, most people are sat down there with some big ass radiation blocking at them, and anything and everything you can find it on there. So start using it to your advantage. You know what I'm saying? And then check out your source of reference, because you're going to have reporters, and then you're going to have journalists, and correspondents. Look at what those words actually mean. A reporter means,
no port.
No port. RE means no port. So you're going to, whatever they speak will be absolute hogwash and lies.
Babble, fam.
They'll be doing exactly what they said they're going to do. Report, which is no port. Yeah? So don't ask for anything more than what this is they said they're going to give you. Stop living that illusion, fairy tale, tooth fairy bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all lies. All of it. We've been conditioned to accept lies, to go along with the lies, because, it's just a little one, isn't it?
It's about fitting in, isn't it?
Well,
we want to fit in.
We don't want, and especially when you've got your sons and your daughters, and if you've got the mindset where that's a load of bull crap, not Nagosso. But then they're going into these education camps, and all the other programs are picking at them, so they feel like they're missing out. You're depriving them of something. That's why it's so key not to have them in there in the first place. There's I can't remember the man's name now, but it's called The People's Lawyer. I think it's thepeopleslawyer.co.uk, and you go on there. It's got some amazing videos, and a book actually on why you shouldn't put your youths, your progeny, your boys and girls, your sons and daughters into any education camp, and what you need to do in order to get them out. I suggest those of you out there who have got young ones yourself, family members, friends, let them know. thepeopleslawyer.co.uk, or it might be .org, or just put in the People's Lawyer. It will come up in a search engine. You haven't got to do much work. Do you know what I'm saying? And the information that's on there, second to none. Absolutely second to none. It's time. We can't, I didn't know. We can't say that no more, because the people that are saying they didn't know about the 2 years ago are dropping out, fam.
And also, I remember back in school, they try and give you, is it the TB jab and things like that?
Tuberculosis.
Yeah. So they're always trying to pollute you anyway, from way back. Never mind now, I can't even imagine what they're doing now. You know what I mean? And because the children have to conform within school.
Well, they don't belong to you anyway.
They have to conform to the program.
They're in loco parentis, which means that the teacher now has parental control.
They're the guardian.
Exactly. Imagine the power that you've given over, you've handed over, because you've not sent any documents in. You've not put a live life claimant for your daughter. You're not claiming them as your property, because that's what it would say. That your property came from you, belonged to you. But we say my kids and my children, well, you've shot at you because you've gone into legalese now, which means that children means ward of state, so they belong to the state, they don't belong to you.
And also, this is a key fact for most schools. The children stay inside. Stay inside for most of the day, so they stay away from the natural light, and they stay away from the sun a lot. So they're not getting the right source of minerals out there, especially from the sun, from the sun ray minerals. They're not getting the right light, and so the circadian rhythms are all mashed up. This is why a lot of school children are depressed. A lot of people that homeschool the children and take them out into nature, and that they're living a much better life.
They're well-rounded, grounded as well as well-rounded.
They're literally grounded to Mother Earth.
Yeah.
And also the fluorescent lighting, it's hurting the vision, it's hurting the brain. The key thing here, the brain is developing until 30 years old. So if you're imagine what's happening when you're a child, not getting the right source of minerals, not getting the right source of treatment for your whole chemistry.
Yep.
That's why a lot of school children, they're depressed, they've got anxiety. And even though top school students, yeah, so a lot of them still got anxiety. Why? Because they don't teach them about themselves. They don't teach them about meditation. They don't teach them about their emotions,
None of that.
the feeling, the way they are. What they teach them is a program.
Yeah.
And the curriculum's been changed.
It's not even a good program, to be
Yeah,
honest
it's
with
not-
you.
yeah.
It doesn't prepare you for the
For
work.
the yeah, you're so right, you know.
Doesn't.
Because
It prepares you for your slavedom.
you know, in school, and I bet you can relate to this, Lady Crown. When you're in there, you feel like it's just like a wonderland. Like everything's just until you really get out into the real world. It's like a whole different world. School, you know.
You've just been programmed,
You've been programmed,
ready to accept the job that they say you're probably going to be good at. You know, that's the when you go for your careers advice. Now these people are going to shape your life by telling you what they think you can and cannot do. That takes so much away from you. You know what I mean? You're a co-creator.
It stops your creativity.
It blocks it.
It blocks your creativity
Straight away, because now, oh well, so and so said that might be good for me. Who were they to tell you what you want to do? And guess what? You won't know yourself because you've been fed bullshit in, bullshit out. You know what I'm saying?
Your subconscious flow is really heightened in school. Now I say 0 to 7 years old, but especially after as well, all the way up until 30. Like I said, your brain's always developing, so you're taking in information much quicker than when you're older. And what's happening as well is that the information that's getting installed is not really it's not serving them, because I look back at school now and think, what have I learned from school that's really helping me now, except for like English, maths. It's not even the science, because a lot of the science that they taught us wasn't anything to do with ourselves.
Yeah.
It was everything to do externally. I get this is how school really shapes people. It shapes their external self, their ego self. This is why a lot of people that have got degrees and that think they're better than other people.
Yeah.
That I've got a master's degree in science and you haven't. What have you got? You haven't even got your GCSEs. Like it's all this ego thing, you know, competition.
That's what it's designed to do.
It's designed to make you compete with your fellow man and woman, and put other people down that haven't got the same education as you.
Absolutely.
Not realizing, guess what? You've been schooled. Just like Cliff High said out there. Shouts to Cliff High.
Yeah.
Because when you really self-educate yourself and gain awareness and knowledge of yourself, you realize, I think you'd rather have that.
Definitely.
You know, that was it. So, because you can now navigate your vessel now. With that program there, guess what? You can only navigate through the matrix in terms of the jobs that they're going to give you just over broke, you know?
And guess what they're doing with those jobs now?
Throwing them away.
Taking them away from you.
They're giving it to AI.
A lot of them, them techie jobs, because I think I was talking about it, wasn't I? The other day, the tech jobs that were sort of like disappearing. And I mean, these are high-paid jobs that you know a lot of people would have done a lot of training for. They probably would have been headhunted by these companies. Guess what? They might get rid of them in the month of January. And everybody that's been out there in the field of work and employment and what have you, you know, so your January paycheck, you're dead feet to come, because December wipe you out because you're busy turning Santa and all of them things there. Yeah. So you're looking forward. So this is probably, you know, I don't know, they get a severance pay or what have you, but there's a lot. Yeah, you got Google layoffs, 12,000. Yeah, Microsoft 10,000, Amazon 18,000 globally, 1,000 of them in India, and everybody knows when they go to them places, because them are exploit the people. Them 1,000 being laid off. Yeah, it's there's a website called layoffs.fyi, and you can actually go onto that website and have a look at what's taking place in terms of, you know, people being laid off from their work. Now imagine this is your only source of income. Yeah, you're not getting money for anywhere else, because you're not doing anything else in your spare time to generate any money that you have control over, and it's just your job of work, your employment. Now, you know, let's add, what's that, 10, 22, what's that, 30, 40,000 people, yeah, roughly. And in 2022, let me just get this right. In 2022, 1,000 companies laid off 154,336 people. Yeah, that's a lot of people. And this is just starting to roll. So you imagine, people are going to be in a world of pain, because guess what? You lose your job. Ain't nobody saying to you, don't worry about your mortgage, your death pledge, don't worry about your gas, your electricity, water. yo, them still want their money. You know what I'm saying? Because they've conditioned you to be a slave, to go and do a job, to be just over broke, because that's what these people are now. Most people are living paycheck to paycheck. Make something happen with them car and it need a repair, and see what happens then. Because, well, you know, do we pay a bill, or do we fix the car, or need a car to get to work? That's the decisions that people are having to make now, because they've just been comfortable on the job. They're just over broke. Yeah. We've got let me tell you about our banking system, because I'm talking about the banks, people's money disappearing and all the rest of it. Okay, banks that vanished, that will vanish by 2027, according to the online article on Mail Online. We're looking at a total of, let's have a look. Banks, building societies that have closed so far, yeah, 5,391 branches between January 2015 and present day. That's equivalent to 54 each month. Now, when you think about banking, everybody knows that, you know, the more elderly you are, the more likely you are to go into the bank, because they're not, you know, used to apps and all of them thing there. And some of these are in rural communities where it's just the bank and the post office. Now they happen to rely on the post office, and we know that comes with some limitations. What are they doing to those people who can't use those services, like the Google app and the Google Pay? No consideration whatsoever. These are the banks that are shut in, and we're going to shut them, regardless of how it might impact on the older population, because it will do more so than the younger ones. Because everywhere you see the younger ones, ain't nobody got cash. It's all with the phone on the wrist. What you call them, sitting there with them
Smartwatch.
Yeah. Smart, my backside. Yeah, Pippin and all the rest of it. Ain't nobody got no cash. The elders, you'll find, they'll have the little money, so they need to go to the bank. And they're shutting them down. Why are they shutting them down? I reckon the time will come when there won't be any banks out there as we know it. But then what's going to happen to the older population that actually do their banking? Lloyd's branch, let's have a look. 1,000 branches were shut down. Halifax, 500. TSB, let's have a look. Announcement follows the news that TSB branches are to shut down this year. So does that mean that all TSB branches are going to shut down? Just like in America, in some states, city banks have just got closed permanently. They are that collapse, that systemic flow is starting to speed up, and people have got their monies in these banks, what they think is theirs, because once you put it there, it no longer belongs to you. You're now a creditor. You've loaned your money to the banks, and money belongs to the bank, and they'll decide whether you can have it or not. You know, we've been talking about this for a long time, that you need to be taking out your money. And guess what? A lot of cash withdrawals are starting to take place over the last 6 months. What is it people are thinking and feeling? Why are they running to cash? You know what I'm saying? Because it's better that you've got it in your hand than you're standing in a queue with the bank where the doors are shut, like they did in Lebanon, and people were literally kicking off doors and going in there with guns and withdrawing their money at gunpoint. Well, you know, I don't think you were doing that over here, because, you know, they've made sure that you don't have those kind of armaments to protect yourself or defend your life, limb and property. NatWest Group, Royal Bank of Scotland and the Ulster Bank will be closing 1,234 branches by the end of this year. So you can see, I mean, the main major ones we've got is Santander, Halifax, NatWest, Lloyd's, and you can see how they're just shrinking. You go into our town now, city centre, and you've literally got to go into the market square to find those branches. Probably one's left on Parliament Street. They're all closing slowly but surely, and they're putting people at a disadvantage. But do they care? No, because they know that they're insolvent. All banks are insolvent by virtue of the fact that it's a fiat currency that they print out of thin air. Yes, you work hard for it. They've got you working for a piece of paper, a currency, and not for real money, real tangible assets. And we've spoken to you about the tangible assets and why it's important to have them. So in the event of anything happening, you can use it for bartering. You know, I've got this, you've got that. Let's do an exchange. We don't have to be reliant on any government controlled money, because we know that the central bank digital currencies are being trialed and tested and rolled out, because they don't want to lose the control over you. You know, they want to know exactly what you're doing, when you're doing, how you're doing, and then control what you spend and how you spend it. Because, you know, what Trudeau did in Canada with the truckers, he just literally locked off their accounts. And anybody that was sending money to aid them in their quest, which was to say, look, you know what, if somebody doesn't want to take something that they don't want in their bodies, yo, it's their business. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what, and it was people that had the moonshot and those that didn't have the moonshot that came together, but they locked off all their accounts. So if you're in a central bank digital currency, all it takes is the flick of a switch. That's it, it's gone. What have you got outside of that in the event of something like that happening if you had one of those accounts? And that's what you've got to think about. You know what I mean? Would you be able to carry on doing what you're doing and not have to worry, because everything that you've got is tied into that central bank digital currency, because it belongs to them? Just like the Bank of England, no, it belongs to the Bank of England. It doesn't belong to you. They're just loaning it to you so you can buy something, because it's a debt instrument anyway, and you can never buy something with a debt. You know, you just create more debt, which is what we've got. I mean, my
Yeah, the Great Reset's coming, isn't it? Well, it's already here, isn't it?
It's already here.
You know what I mean?
It's been here since 2008. It's just that, you know, now we can really, really feel it, you know?
You know, it's 2023.
Yes.
We've got 7 years until things really start to materialize.
2030.
You know what I mean? Because that 2030. So it's time. It's really time now. I love saying this. You know, taking action so it can give you satisfaction.
Yes.
Because now, you know, this yapping business, we're only here to give a message. We're not here to distract you away from what you really need to do for your life. You know what I mean? That's why I think these videos are very important, because, as you know, the censorship is crazy out here. You know, recently we've transitioned to TikTok. Shout outs to the TikTok followers. We've got free. Is it free? Yeah, we've got free. So, yeah, join us on TikTok. You know, if you want, how can I put it, more information and different information, because we have to code it on here when we're dealing with YouTube, because we've already been, you know, locked off twice. So we don't want that to happen again. And yeah, man.
Well,
So,
I mean, you're saying that we've only got a few subscribers, but what you actually get on TikTok is views. So you can upload a video and, you know, and you've got 40, 50, 60 views. I mean, I think one of them's like 406 views. Well, the first one that I uploaded, yeah, it says 406, or it might be more, 437 views. So people are viewing. Do you get what I'm saying?
Viewing the content.
We're viewing the content, which is what you want. You want people to see the content. You want them to view that content. You know what I'm saying? I think there's no point in having somebody subscribe who never ever watches any of your videos. That makes no sense. I'd rather have somebody view and not subscribe. So you could have like 1 million views on something that you've uploaded, and probably have, you know, 30 or 40 or 100 or 1,000 actually subscribers, but there's more people viewing because it gets pushed out there.
It's
you know
more,
what I'm saying?
It's more interactive, isn't it?
Yeah.
And yeah, yesterday they corrected it now. What I was telling Lady Crime about this yesterday. Yesterday, the podcast was on 3 views and 4 likes. Didn't make any sense.
That's on YouTube.
That's on YouTube. And the algorithms are playing around. You can tell, man, because the views are.
Even with a small channel, like, even with a small channel like ours, you know what I'm saying? They'll still do it, because, you know, we're not going along with the status quo. We're not going along with the program. We're not talking hogwash. So, guess what? Oh, no, you guys are too real. Let's slap them up.
No pun intended. With a real talk there. You know, we're coming with our true, authentic self. You know, it's easier to reach a lot of people by faking and giving people the program, because a lot of people are tapped into that. Like I was talking about, 5% is the people that are awake, and 10% is the elite that are got a knowledge, and 85% is the masses that are still really indoctrinated into the matrix, you know, into that systematic programming. And it's we don't want, just man, we want to save people, you know, we want to save people from going down that path, because we know the potential of human beings, of men and women, shall I say. We know the potential because we see it within us.
Yes.
This is why I say it all starts from within. We only can give our light self like this to the world, because we're really living this. You know what I mean? We're not here to fake it and put people down and things like that. That's for them. That's fine. Let them deal with that, because the energy you put out, it will come back. It will travel back to you. We see it. Remember that lady? I think it was it last year? I seen you in town.
Yes, yes, yes. What
Yeah.
was the year before? I think
Because
it's
it
20,
might be
I
the
think
year,
it's 2020 or
20,
20,
2021, isn't it?
yeah, around them time.
You would have never attracted her if you didn't put yourself out there. She's seen you on road, held you up and everything. It's because you're allowing yourself to take risks. You need to take risk out here in order to really start manifesting. The reason why people are manifesting the same things all the time, the fear of doing the unknown. Because you knew that you were stepping into the unknown, but you knew what you was doing was right.
Yeah, you just sort of speak your truth.
You know, because you can feel it, baby.
Even when your voice is shaking and your knees might be knocking, you have to
just
speak
your truth.
Because that's how you change the world. You know
Throat
what I mean?
chakra.
Just keep it in. I won't say anything because I don't want the old. Speak your truth.
A lot of people are suppressing their true emotions. And one thing I've learned, because I trust me, I really studied my mind and other people's mind, because I'm really tapped into the Kundalini. One thing I've learned is that a lot of people are suppressing good emotions for other people. Why? Because they like to align themselves to the programming of fear, of putting people down, and the ego. The ego is blocking their consciousness. A lot of people love other people, but they won't say it. You know why? Because the jealousies within their chemistry. But you can overcome that by tapping in every single second and just spreading your truth out there. Everyone's got love within them, but expressing it is a whole different thing. You have to express it. Until you express it, you're going to be holding all sorts within you. Like I said the other day, you need to create balance and harmony within your chemistry. Without me expressing myself and Lady Crown, you know, you already know. Just reading between the lines, it's not gonna be it's not gonna be balanced. Put it that way. It's not gonna be balanced.
Certainly not. The Office of National Statistics. I know, you know, YouTube don't really like us speaking about things like this, but this is
when you get the papers out, I start in my head. I'm like, oh my
this is you know,
the papers.
This is on the .gov website. Yeah, it's on the .gov website, and I've heard lots of people on YouTube actually saying, I'm quoting it. Yeah, so you can go there go there yourself. You know what I mean? It's the Office of National Statistics data.
Let's give out the website.
Yeah. Which literally, it's a very good website because it actually calculates everything that's happening in terms of births, deaths, marriages, etc., etc. So what I wanted to see was what was actually happening with regards to, you know, the amount of people that were meeting their demise, because it happens. We're born, we transition. So as of the 13th of January 2023, so week 2, there's a total of 16,158 people that transitioned. Okay. That's above, and that was 18.8% above the 5-year average. Yeah, that's so. I mean, that's off the scale. Dr. John Campbell talks about this as well. I mean, he quotes the Office of National Statistics data as well. So that's 2,561 excess people meeting their demise. It should be a national outcry because it's not happened in recorded history. Unfortunately, the media are remaining quiet. We've got people. It's emerging. You've got Dr. Asim Malhotra that was on the BBC last week. So it is starting to creep through to mainstream media. Because I remember back in the day on the old channels where I was saying to you, it will come out on the mainstream media because they won't be able to hide the body count, because now it's too much. I mean, on the 21st of January, young man, Chris Shapland, he was a rugby player and a ace squash player as well, transitioned in his sleep. 25 years. 25 years. Primary school teacher, Rachel Morgan, 23rd of January, which isn't that long ago, is it? Yeah, transitioned in his sleep. Young men and women don't check out like that. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's some sort of accident, a fatality, a car crash, etc., etc. They don't just go to bed and don't wake up again. Something is happening, and that something needs to be addressed. And I will say it again, big props to Andrew Bridgen and those men and women out there that are speaking out, because that's the only way we're going to stop this from happening, is to speak out. So
Speak your truth,
and
innit?
speak your truth,
Yeah.
because you know what, if the truth offends, then so be it, because you know, be offended, because it is the truth. It's been hidden, it's been covered up. I mean, I think I did actually post a video, and it was probably about 5 o'clock this morning, or whatever time I actually climbed the stairs to go to bed this morning, with a man that was in pursuit of Matt Hancock at the London Underground. It's about a 10-minute video. I think I did post it on the Lady Crown and STS channel on Telegram. You can go there and have a look at it. And what he didn't call Matt Hancock, and what questions he didn't ask him. The questions that most of the mainstream media don't ask, because remember, they just report, so they just say nothing basically and get paid for looking good or whatever they do. Watch it, because he calls him out for absolutely everything that he did. Absolutely everything that he did. And Matt looked very uncomfortable, but you know something, for somebody to still be walking around and enjoying the spoils of the earth, and yet to have committed such heinous crimes against the population that he was supposed to be serving as health secretary. Trust me, if that was you or I, our feet wouldn't touch the ground. So the time's up. Their number is up. Trust me, because they cannot continue to live this life that they I mean, you know, authoring books. I mean, writing a book about what? Yo, put down what you did, fam, in those books. Do you know what I'm saying? The Midazolam that you ordered, how much, tons of it. We all know where it went now, don't we? Looking at the figures. It's time. It's time. Their time's up, and then, well, they know it. They are running scared. They really are. And so they should be, because it was well known. It was well known. They're invested in a lot of the companies that produce this snake bite. How can you have an investment in it, have stocks and shares in it, and then put it out throughout the whole of your country? Make money off let's put it this way: if people took this moonshot and everything was wonderful and everything, you know, roses all around us and everybody's happy, and they were invested in it, maybe there's a conflict of interest there. But guess what a good conflict of interest, because you put it into a company that's done good for your populace. But that's not been the case. You've profited off people's lives being messed up. You know, real injuries and loss of life. How can you profit from something like that? And yet you're saying that you're nothing but a de facto government anyway, as we already know, because Rishi-Washi wasn't elected by any of the populace. He was just, you know, put into position, like all of them that are there at this moment. You know.
Feel like
I feel a lot lighter, and there's a lot more that I would say, but guess what? I'm going to leave it for another day.
She's got a little bit of bars there, you know, star.
Got about a minute, STS.
But yeah, my throat chakra's vibrating at its optimum level, and I swear to God, I don't like them devils, but you know what? I love them devils. You know why? Because whoever can anger you can control you, not me. I gain that emotional strength and that mental strength. Trust me, I went up tenfold, and the more you give is the more you receive. Rule life should be. Trust me. Really tap into your frequency and realize how powerful you are. And yeah, big ups to all of you out there. Big ups to Michelle out there. Got a shout her out there.
Oh, yes,
One of the
Michelle.
number one supporters out
Queen.
there, you know, Queen Michelle. Shout outs to you, baby. Enough love, and your daughter. But yeah, keep working on your mind, body, and soul in order to achieve your goals. Because we're there with ya.
Spiritually.
You don't know. STS and Lady Crowd. Over that. Peace and blessings.
Peace, my people.